Hello and welcome. Today I like to talk about the forgiveness and what is different between forgiveness and forget. Let's talk with Coach Bonnie. Welcome to the show.
Hello again. So good to be with you again on this Thursday afternoon. So happy to be able to talk to you and the audience. So
Thank you.
excited.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Coach Bonnie, why is important to forgive?
So forgiveness is actually done for our own good. It's not about for the person that did the wrongdoing. We often think that if we forgive, we are giving the free pass to the person that did the wrongdoing. We hold on to the anger, to the resentment, to the frustration in a way to allow us to feel the pain, because the hurt was so much that we don't want to let go of the pain. It's a way of telling ourselves and the wrongdoer that I am upset, I have been wronged. And holding that resentment, that frustration, not only does our body damage, it actually creates mental blocks for ourselves. So forgiveness is not about forgetting what the other person did. It's not dismissing or justifying what the wrongdoer did. It's for our own good. It's actually a deliberate and a conscious decision that I don't want to feel the frustration anymore. I don't want to have to carry the baggage of all these negative feelings inside of myself, regardless of what has been done. We know that the hurt is real, and it's mostly justified, yet this is a cliche, but usually what happens when we don't forgive is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. We're not doing ourselves any justice when we don't forgive. So forgiveness, first and foremost, it's for our own physical, mental, and spiritual well-being, not for the other person. A lot of times, because we want to validate the pain that we are feeling, we hold on to the anger, to the frustration, and we confuse what forgiveness is not. So let's see what forgiveness is not. Forgiveness is not justifying or dismissing or minimizing the action that was done to you. We're not dismissing the behavior. We're not by any means saying that the action or the behavior was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Forgiveness doesn't make you weak. Forgiveness actually frees you of all the negativity that you're holding within you. And forgiveness doesn't give the offender, doesn't give a free pass to the offender, and it still holds them responsible. What that means is that by forgiving, it doesn't mean that you're off the hook. You are still responsible to gain my trust back. And by forgiving, we are not allowing or permitting the person back into our life as before. We may, but that doesn't mean that just because I forgave you, I am allowing you fully back into my life. Until I build the trust, until you prove to me, and until I build the trust back again that you are worthy to be part of my life. Does that make sense?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and
And,
you
and
already okay.
forgiveness is definitely not forgetting.
Okay, and you already mentioned what is exactly forgiveness? You already said some part of that.
Forgiveness is an conscious and a deliberate decision that we make. It's not an easy decision to make. You have to be fully ready to let go and to be willing to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
It's letting go and forgiving the allowing the feeling of negativity not to have power over you. Because when you're holding the resentment, the anger, the sadness, all that negative emotion within you, what's happening? The emotions are they're having power over you. We want to get our power back.
Right.
So by forgiving, we're actually taking our power back. We're saying that, okay, I am confident, I am responsible, I am beyond this, and I will forgive because it does me good.
Okay. So, and as you mentioned, sometimes when we forgive someone and then by proof we accept that person again in our life. So, and then how you forget.
You don't forget.
Okay.
You don't forget. The pain, I mean, sometimes you may forget, but usually what happens, instead of forgetting, what I suggest to do, and it's a process of allowing yourself to forgive.
Mm-hmm.
In NeuroLinguistic Programming, we believe that each person is doing the very best they can at the moment with the resources they have.
Right.
And behind every action and every behavior, there is a positive intention. Even bad behaviors have bad intention, good intentions. Even bad behaviors have good intentions. So I know it's very difficult to comprehend when you're hurt, to realize that there was a positive intention behind the bad behavior. What I suggest with clients is to step into the other person's life, shoes, per se, and see, feel, and hear what the other person is seeing, feeling, and hearing. That means putting yourself into the shoes of the other person and really, from without bias, without judgment, see with their eyes, see what they see, hear what they hear, and feel what they feel. Okay?
Right.
And for a second, put yourself into that person's life, become them, and see your life as a movie, as how they live their life. From their childhood, from the way they were brought up, from the way they were parented, from the way they were culturally brought up, everything, all of their experiences makes them who they are today. Long time ago, when I was back in college, we were given an assignment to read a book called In Cold Blood. And in that book, there are two young men, robbers, that they go into someone's house, a family of four, and they horrifically murder all four members of this family.
Wow.
And it's very explicit. And when you're reading the way they're murdering these innocent people, you feel so frustrated. You want them to get arrested and be punished to the max of how it is possible for them to feel the cruelty and be punished for what they're doing. And the feeling of horror of how these two people are able to do such horrific act is continuous in the book until they get arrested. Once they get arrested and we get to know who they are and how they were brought up, when we hear their life story, at the end of the book, you feel so sympathetic, so sorry for these two young people that life has treated them this way and they have become these monster-like people. So what I'm saying is not justifying the act. For sure, we're not justifying the act. But when we realize that the wrongdoer, what they did, it wasn't towards us in particular. We don't take it personally.
Mm-hmm.
We separate the action, the behavior from ourselves. Then it becomes easier to forgive. When we think that the person that did the wrongdoing had something to do with who I am at essence, and my identity is under question, when I take it personally that I did something wrong, or I'm not worthy enough, or I'm not deserving enough. So when we take it personally, then it becomes very difficult to forgive. But when we put ourselves in the other person's shoe and live their life for a minute or two, or 10 minutes, or however long, we then can easily separate the behavior from ourselves. It wasn't about me, it's them. And again,
Mm-hmm.
without bias, we're not justifying the act, we're just observing and allowing the conscious mind to become aware and to allow forgiveness to happen.
And we do forgiveness for ourselves, for our
Yes,
feelings,
yes,
and for our peace and joy and well-being.
absolutely, absolutely. It's a liberating feeling when you forgive. When we forgive, all of that tightness in our chest, all of that physical and somatic feelings that we're feeling, all that, when we think about the incidents, the heart rate chasing, and probably sweating of hands, or beating of the heart faster and faster, all of those diminishes once we truly forgive.
Mm-hmm. You're
Okay.
absolutely right, and I had that experience 2 3 years ago for different things, and it's absolutely right.
And there is an easy technique that we do with in NLP, NeuroLinguistic Programming.
And everybody is
That,
waiting for that technique. They want to say, so how?
so one way that I can show the audience how to do it and how to do it themselves is, imagine, first of all, I hope that you're sitting. If you are driving and listening to us, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes for a second. Please don't. If you can pull over and close your eyes, do that. If you're not able to pull over, you can do this with your eyes open. Please don't close your eyes and drive. So imagine yourself sitting in a movie theater with a big stage in front of you. The movie theater is dim, the lights are dim, but the stage is light and full of bright lights. In the movie theater, you can recognize the people that you have been in contact with. They can be your parents, they can be your siblings, they can be your children, your co-workers, your boss. Whoever that you came in contact with, and you are holding something negative and you want to release that and forgive them. Although you can't see the full face of these people, you see the silhouette of them and you can recognize them. Now, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to bring one person up, the one that has the most that did the most wrongdoing to you in the past. Ask that person to come to the stage. When they're standing in front of you in the stage, you can see them in light. You can see their features. You can see their expressions. And you can see how they're standing right in front of you. And as they're standing in front of you, you can see a silvery line or a thread from the third eye of them connected to your third eye, right in here. Silvery thread connecting you both together. And now I want you to look that person in the eye and tell them you love them. And not just say it, but feel the love traveling energetically from your third eye, from that silver thread, all the way to their third eye, filling their body with love. And I want you to be receptive and hear them say back to you that they love you. And now I want you to look them in the eye and say, I forgive you. With all your being, truly believe the forgiveness and say it with all the energy, with all the might, and believe as you see the energy of forgiveness traveling again from your third eye through that silvery thread to their third eye, and see their body getting filled up with energy of love and forgiveness. And allow them to say back to you, I forgive you. And feel the release within you. And now the last part. I want you to look them in the eye and say, I release you. And see the energy of letting go and releasing, moving from your third eye through that silvery thread to their third eye, filling up their body. And now I want you to take an imaginary scissor or knife and cut the cord, the silvery cord. Cut it. And if there are any pieces left in your third eye, I want you to imagine taking that piece out and tossing it to the back. And as you cut this cord, I want you to see that person disappearing, floating like a balloon, up in the sky and into the distance, away from your awareness, away from your energy field. When you release that person, that doesn't mean that you're not able to communicate with them. You can have them back anytime you want. But at this moment, their energy has no power over you. You've released the negative energy, the resentment, the anger, the frustration, the sadness. You release that into the air, into the distance. And now your energy field is clean and clear, and you feel free and liberated. And if there are any other people that you'd like to cut cord with and release that energy with them, you can do the same process and bring them on stage one by one and do the same process. How was that, Amir?
It's great. It's great. I had that experience a year and a half ago. It was great. Yeah. And it works. It totally works.
It works.
Yes.
It works. I make it a habit of doing this weekly because the sooner we have the closure, the sooner we release the negative energies and we don't allow them to build up, the better for our emotional health and mental health and even physical health. So make it a practice, and the more you do it, the easier it becomes. You can do this within 5 minutes while you are meditating in the morning, or it can become a very easy process to do with very, very massive effect. So do it every week. Do, if you have any encounters with different people during the week that you feel you've been unjust, or something unjustly was done to you, or you feel that you need to let go of that negative emotion that someone else has over you, this can be a tremendously effective technique. So I invite you to make it a weekly habit. Some people do it every night before going to bed. They cut cord and they clear their energy field nightly. Depends on how comfortable you are or how often you want to do it, but make it a habit of doing it at least weekly.
Amazing. Yeah, I have a note in my calendar every Sunday night.
Every Sunday, that's excellent. That's beautiful. Before you start the new week, you're completely liberated and with a whole new energy field. No one is holding your energy, and no one is overpowering your energy field.
Right,
But
right.
beautiful.
Thank
Excellent.
you so much. Thank you so much, Coach Bunny from Los Angeles. And you can find Coach Bunny in the website. There is, on the screen, and phone number to contact her for, different services and helps. Thank you so much, and hope to see you next time.
Great. Thank you so much for having me. Have a great night. Take
You
care.
too. Bye-bye.